Oh guys, what is going on? And I'm back with another video. This time it is my Euro 2024 review. That is right, Euro 2024 finished last night, and guess what? It's not coming home. Yeah, to my disappointment, and I'm sure to many people's, they are very happy about it. They are ecstatic that England lost to Spain last night, and I'm being fair play to them. Nico Williams opened the scoring in the early part of the second half. Before England thought we pulled it back with Cole Palmer coming off the bench, but Oyarzabal just dealt the sucker punch in the 85th minute. And anyway, today I will be ranking the teams based on whether they exceeded expectation, met expectation, didn't meet expectations, or they should have just stayed at home. It's a different type of ranking. It's not whether they won the tournament or how far they got. It's just whether they outperformed what they set out to do. And what better place to start than with Group A and host Germany. Now, they did crash out in the quarterfinals against Spain after a late Mikel Merino winner. But besides that, they did play entertaining football throughout, giving us, actual football vibes, which I did enjoy. So it's just whether did they meet expectation or did they exceed it. I'm gonna say they did meet expectations, as they were one of the favorites to win the tournament, obviously at home, but they did come up against the juggernaut and eventual champions in Spain, so you can't blame them there. Next up, we have one of the dark horses of the tournament and of many international tournaments. It's Switzerland. I'm gonna say they did exceed expectation, especially after beating Italy in the round of 16. That's not any mean feat. Imagine knocking out the reigning champions in the round of 16 at the Olympiastadion. Now it's up to Hungary. Now, Captain Dominik Szoboszlai, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, so it is a big one. Now, Hungary, I do not know what they tend to expect when going into this Euro, but they did feel as though they were sort of just there for the numbers. But my man Martin Adam is a Euro hero. That's what I'm saying. He is generational number 9. I would say they didn't meet expectations, especially with the amount that Szoboszlai was carrying them. Next, and it's Scotland. Yep, Andy Robertson. Damn lot should have just stayed home, I can't lie. The plane didn't even need to leave the runway. It was just waiting there. They were back in and back out. The most disrespectful thing was the way the Germans sent them off. Obviously, it was a nice gesture, but that was just the nail in the coffin for me. Yeah, they should have just stayed home. Now, on to last night's winners, Spain. Yep, the Euro 2024 champions. Home to Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. I'm gonna say they actually met expectations because they were one of the favorites going into the tournament, obviously with the youngsters, with Rodri as well, a secure backline, many talents across the field. So I'm going to say they met expectation. Now to the serial underperformance in international tournaments. It's Italy, and they didn't meet expectations. For reigning champions, you should be able to get past the round of 16. Obviously not in the history of the Euros, as it showed like the last 3 European champions did get knocked out in the round of 16 the following tournament. So they would have expected to get far, but obviously being reigning champions, you should get past the round of 16. Therefore, you did meet expectation. Now, Croatia. this is a tough one because they were obviously drawn into the same group as Spain and Italy, and with aging talents like Perisic, Modric, Brozovic still in the team, it was a tough one. But I am gonna say they met expectations. Like, you obviously banked on them getting that third place in the group. It was just unlucky the way that the third place differential just meant that they lost out on the best third place team by 1 point. Now on to the fourth team of Group B, it's Albania, who actually gave us a few good performances. I'm gonna say they were dark horses in that group. I'm gonna say they exceeded my expectation, honestly. Like, they were quite an entertaining side. I mean, the whole group was completely like chaotic and entertaining, which I absolutely loved, you know. So I'm gonna say they exceeded expectation. Now on to the team who can't bring it home unless Kane retires. It's England. And obviously going into the tournament, there was so much of hype around the team, you know, with Cole Palmer, Bellingham, Foden, Harry Kane obviously being Bundesliga top scorer. The whole team seemed like, you know, we had a team of superstars. It's our golden generation again. And obviously making it to the finals, I don't think any England fan would have been surprised before the tournament. If you told an England fan, oh, you're going to be in the Euros final, they would have been, yeah, we expect that. Therefore, I would say met expectation. Obviously, it was a bumpy ride to get there, but they got there in the end. Now it is Denmark. Who finished second in the group. I would say they met expectation as well, obviously drawing with England. So they did keep up their end and put in a solid shift, I think. Now, Slovenia, I think they got in of third place. Best third place team. So, you know, that could be a thing. I would say they met expectation. I don't know, did they not meet the expectations? Yeah, I think they met expectation. Now Serbia should have just stayed at home, I can't lie. Even with talents like, you know, Jovic, Tadic and Vlahovic, they still didn't perform to the way that many expected them to. So that is a tough one still. And now on to Austria. Yep, Austria. They were the biggest dark horses alongside Turkey, in my opinion. They definitely exceeded expectation. Yep, all the way to the top. Going all the way to the round of 16 and being knocked out by another dark horse was, you know, obviously might have been crushing for them. But they did deserve whatever plaudits they get. To top a group with France and Netherlands is amazing. Now France, who made it to the semi-finals without scoring a goal from open play, is crazy. But they did meet their expectations, I guess. They would have wanted to be somewhere around the semi-final or final. Obviously getting knocked out by Spain again, you know, can't do much. You got knocked out to the eventual winners. But I feel they underperformed in terms of their football, but their results did get them through, even though it was like, you know, through penalty shootouts or own goals or whatever. Next up, it is the Netherlands. Again, another quarter finalist who did get knocked out by one of the eventual finalists, which was England. In cruel fashion as well, I might add. So that is a tough one. They did get knocked out in the semi-finals by England, by Ollie Watkins in the 90th minute. But I feel they did exceed expectation. I don't think many people would have said the Netherlands would be in the semi-final of the tournament. They would have banked on teams probably like Germany or even Italy. being there alongside Spain and England. Now on to the one team, Poland. Yeah, I should have stayed home. Robert Lewandowski couldn't even carry this team. I mean, he sat on the bench until the third game, I believe, against France. So yeah, nothing much they could do. Should have just stayed home, stayed on the plane, get back onto Poland again. Romania, yes, another one that exceeded expectations. This was a tournament full of underdogs. You got like Austria, Switzerland, Albania, Romania, and then like Turkey and Georgia later. Romania, what a performance, topping their group ahead of Belgium. Can't say much more than that. Giving us the pro clubs duo in the backline. I mean, just gotta love it. You gotta adore it. They truly put their heart and soul out on the field. And obviously, getting knocked out to the Netherlands, nothing much they could do. They weren't expected to win their game. So they definitely exceeded expectation. Now on to Belgium. They did go through second place behind Romania, but I would say they didn't meet expectations. They obviously did get knocked out to France after that, but throughout the group stage as well, it was full of underperforming performances. It was underwhelming, everything. Next, it is Slovakia, I believe, and I don't have much of an opinion on them, but I think they did finish. The whole group finished on 4 points, which was kind of surreal to see. It was kind of surreal. So I do think they would have met expectations. I don't think they would have thought that they would go through in a group containing teams like Romania and Belgium and Ukraine. Obviously, they still had a fighting chance, but it was kind of expected that they weren't going through. And now Ukraine, I guess you could say the same thing for them, like Slovakia. They didn't know what to expect. They probably weren't thinking about going through. Maybe Ukraine thought they would get ahead of Romania, or at least on the best third place team. Now on to Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal, who got knocked out in the quarterfinals by France in a penalty shootout. In the group stage, they did look promising until they got beaten by Georgia in the last day of the group stage. And then in the knockout stages, they did only go through against Slovenia on penalties. So both of their knockout games, they went to penalties. I would say they didn't meet expectations. Their fans probably would have thought they would make it to the latter stages, like the semi-finals, instead of making to the quarterfinals. Plus, it was full of underwhelming performances. Now on to Turkey. Yep, the best dark horses: Arda Güler, Kenan Yildiz, Abdülkadir Ömür. Teams full of talent and rising stars. Fedi Kadioglu. Yup, them lot are amazing. I can understand why many teams in Europe are going after their talent. Arda Güler is going to be a shining star at Real Madrid next season alongside Bellingham and Endrick and Rodrigo and Mbappe and Vini. But they made it all the way to the quarterfinals, losing out narrowly to the Netherlands 2-1. You can't say much more about that. And now it is Georgia. Yep, another one that exceeded expectation. Obviously, they beat Portugal 2-0 on the final day of the group stage, which got them through to the round of 16, where they obviously again lost to the eventual winners, Spain, 4-1. There was nothing much they could do about that. They didn't expect to get that far, which is why I say they exceeded expectation. And now when they got back home to Georgia, they received the hero's welcome, as they should, because they put on quite spectacular performances, with Kvaratskhelia and Mikhail leading the line. Finally, now it's our final team. It is Czechia, who I believe they should have stayed home. So now this is my final tier list. We've got Scotland, Serbia, Poland, and Czechia, who should have just stayed home. Get back on the plane. They should have just left. And we've got Hungary, Italy, Belgium, and Portugal, who didn't meet expectations. We've got Germany, Spain, Croatia, England, Denmark, Slovenia, France, Slovakia, and Ukraine meeting expectations. And finally, we got Austria, Switzerland, Albania, Netherlands, Romania, Turkey, and Georgia exceeding expectations. So what do you guys think of that tier list? Let me know down in the comments. Maybe tell me what else you would change, or what other countries you might think did better or did worse. So I'll see you guys soon for another video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and goodbye.